My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of The Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. Now, if you've been watching for a little bit, you may notice that this is not my normal background. I am not in the shop today. I've had a very busy day and it is not going to work out to film at the shop today, so I went ahead and decided to film from my house and my yarn room so that we wouldn't miss another week of episodes or a podcast. I wasn't able to get last week's podcast up. Weird technical difficulties. I really think it's coming from my computer. So hopefully this week, fingers crossed, it will go up. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit on the shorter side to see if that helps. I know my computer keeps yelling at me that I'm running out of space and got an external hard drive. Doesn't seem to be helping much. So hopefully this will go up and it will work. So I don't have the new yarn that we have in the shop to show you, but I can tell you that we do have quite a bit of amazing new things in the shop. We just got a huge order of hedgehog fibers in the skinny single base. So if you're a big fan of skinny, yeah, that's right. Why did skinny sound wrong? I don't know. But we have a large batch of skinny singles that came in. Restock of some favorite colors and some new colors as well, including the new DRK, which is the Andrea Mowry limited edition color, and the new Taffy, which is a really pretty, soft kind of bubblegum taffy pink-like color as well. But we did get restocked, like I said, on some fan favorites. Goblin, Kimono, Deep End, Guppy. If you like bright orange, that one's back, as well as some of the neutrals like Construct, and Graphite, and Crystal, and things like that. So we have a lot of hedgehog colors up on the wall. We also have a lot of Red Stag fiber up on the walls. We got a fresh batch of cobblestone in several of the bases, so that's refreshed, and that is all online. So is the hedgehog, all online as well. And then we had, what else came in? Oh, we got in more Lina magazines. So if you were wanting a Lina magazine, but you did not ask me to put one aside for you or hold one for you, we do have 2 copies left that are not spoken for yet, and they are available online. So if you want them, I will be able to ship them to you, or you can swing by and pick them up. And if you did have me set aside a book for you, excuse me, I have that in the store with your name on it. So if you would be so kind to come in this week or next to pick it up, or let me know and we can mail it to you if you need it. Let's see, anything else? We will have, coming up this week, Friday, the new Pom Pom magazine launches, and we will have those available. Again, if you want one of those held for you, let me know, and I will. I have a limited quantity, but I should be able to do a reorder like I did with Lina. And if there's more requests for Lina and I run out again, I do have the ability to place a reorder, provided they have not run out of the first printing yet. So if you are looking for a Lina magazine, let me know ASAP. So if I need to do another reorder, I can, and hopefully we will get it before they run out of this printing. The printing takes a while, so as soon as they're out, it's usually a month or 2 before they have that fresh batch in. Although they may have gotten so low that they're already starting another batch. I don't know. I'm not them. Let's see, what else? What other shop news do I have? I have no finished objects. I found actually today quite a few older whips that I'm going to break out and show you and let you know what I'm doing with them. Let's see, we did have a trunk show this past weekend. Interloop Dye Works, Beth. Sorry for the crinkling. But I did keep a couple of her really cute mini fade gradient kits. This is the blue one. So I have the blue, then she has a deep dark purple, which is stunning. and then a pink as well. And it's a very rich dark pink. So I have a couple of these left in the store from the trunk show. You get a total... Oh, I have to do math. They're 92 yards each mini skein, and there's 6. So roughly just under 600 yards of goodness. So plenty to do a really cute faded shawl, faded infinity loop cowl. You could work out the math and do faded socks matching. There's a lot of things you could do with this, but I just think they're stunning. Just a gorgeous speckly fade. What else? What else? Oh, we got in more ChiaoGoo needles, so we are restocked on ChiaoGoo needles. We also got in a few more sizes of Leica needles, so if you were looking for the Leica needles, I do have a few of the needles back in stock. The cords are still on back order, so anything besides the 20-inch or the 60-inch I am still out of stock on. It's hard to think when I'm not staring at the shop. What else came in? I think that's about it. I mean, things have come in, but they're super surprise secrets until the 1-year anniversary. And if I just realized I may be shaking the camera, so I apologize for that. Yes, so we have tons of stuff coming in for our 1-year anniversary, which is March 8th and 9th. So be sure to come by that weekend. There's going to be free giveaways with purchases. There's going to be a fun, what do you call it? It's kind of like a door prize, but when you come in, you roll the dice and find what prize or coupon that you get for the day. It does have to be used that day, but you can roll the dice and see what you get. There'll be free yarn. There will be, on the dice roll, there'll be some free yarn availability. There will be free Trixie's gift cards. I've got to work it with her and get a bunch of gift cards. There'll be a lot of fun stuff for sure. Oh yeah, and there'll be gifts with purchases. Certain brands will get certain things. There'll be a lot of new things in the shop too, that I haven't had in the shop before, especially along the lines of notions. And I'll say accessories. There'll be quite a bit of non-yarn new things in the store. There's even a few books and magazines that we haven't had before in the store. And there will be custom dyed yarn for us as well from 4 different dyers. 4 different dyers have made up custom skeins for our weekend. Some I have larger quantities than others. Some will be, there may be 20 skeins of it. Some will be, there's only maybe a dozen skeins of. So, and others, they'll be on multiple bases. So, just stay tuned and come. Well, don't stay tuned because I'm not going to show it ahead of time. Even though I might have one already in my possession. And it's really amazing. Still not going to show it. You have to come to find out. Let's see what else. That's really about it. So for the anniversary show, do come out. We will have Diane from Suburban Stitcher doing a trunk show. We will also have Red Stag Fiber, Josh, doing a trunk show as well. So we'll have 2 trunk shows going on. And of course our usual sit and stitch times are still available. So come sit and stitch on Friday afternoons and on Saturday mornings or anytime during the weekend. And there will be a spot on the couch. And if we need to bring out the folding chairs, we definitely will. It'll be a great time to hang around and stitch and crochet and knit and anything else. We will have amazing baked goods from a local bakery that is going to do some awesome custom baked goods for us. So stay tuned for that. I don't know why I said stay tuned. Don't stay tuned. I'm not showing you the baked goods on the podcast. I'm going to eat the baked goods. But come to the anniversary. That's what I'm going to say. Moving on. Now let's talk work in progress. So I won't say my latest work in progress, but the one that I've worked on the most this past week has been my Nordiska, which is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. It's a sweater. I worked on this and showed it quite a bit in the beginning, and then I had that mess up with my gauge, and now I have motored through, and I'm now on to the color work portion. So this is a cropped style. It's kind of blowing out. So it looks insanely short. However, it will still grow. And my plan, since I don't wear cropped tops, is to wear like a tunic underneath it, like a white blouse tunic or a black blouse tunic, something like that, or a long like denim shirt thing. That's very technical. Anyway, a long shirt underneath it so nothing shows. So you can see here we have the V-neck. I come back and we'll put in a ribbing there, of course, and then the color work portion. So let's see. Wow, this is really, the lighting in my office is not that great. It's really washing me out, and it's kind of washing this out. But you can see I'm a little over halfway through with the color work band, and then there's a little more green and then ribbing, of course. So it'll grow probably out to here, I imagine. Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. The yarn that I'm using is the yarn that I picked up when Josh and I were on vacation in Scotland. So it is Dye Gilpin. I actually have the ball band right here. Dye Gilpin La Land 100% Scottish lamb's wool. So she's calling it a sport weight. The pattern is written for fingering. I'm pretty close to gauge on fingering. I think I'm maybe a stitch off or two. I actually haven't rechecked since the first gauge mess up. I'm knitting looser than that first time. So I'm probably a stitch or two less than the required gauge. I'm knitting the small, not the extra small or the second size, and it will be definitely an oversized fit, but it's not going to be like 12 inches of positive ease or anything like that. I'm figuring it'll probably be maybe 6 inches of positive ease. So anyway, I think it's going to be really cute. So I just have to finish the bottom, the body of it, and then pick up and knit the sleeves. The sleeves are 3/4 length, and they do have some color work, so they should go by fairly quickly, and then just pick up and knit the neckband. And then I believe I am done with this one. So hopefully I can get this one cranked out in the next week or two, depending on how much time I have to knit. And I do have a sample that I'm working on for our anniversary show. So that is taking priority. However, I'm also not knitting that one in public. Because I want it to be kind of a surprise. So you're not going to see that one today in whips. Let me disappear here for a second and grab my other whip. So this one you've also seen. Well, technically you've seen all of them, but you've seen it more recently. This is my What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. And I am now into the garter section. You can see here. So I have my colors. No, how do I want to say this? So in the garter section, you start with your color. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then fade into color 5, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, etc. In a specific sequence, and then I think we maybe reverse that. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see here the brioche section is done, and I'm now just knitting plain in Juniper, which is my 5th color. So we have here, color is not showing up as great because of my lighting, but this is Antique Leather by Red Stag Fiber. Then we move down into Honeycomb by Chang Fiber. And then we have Dijon by Hedgehog. Flip it over. Cereal by Hedgehog, Juniper, and Hawk. So it's turning out very nice. I'm loving it. There are a lot of stitches on a row, so that's getting a little bit long, but I'm still working on it. Maybe I'll work on this tonight. Change it up. So, actually, this being just plain garter stitch back and forth and not even doing a fade section right now, this is good shop knitting when I have time in the shop to knit. Because it's something I can just pick up and lay down and not have to think about it. So, that's that project. Okay, then another project that I've been working on, I actually haven't worked on it since Vogue, but I took it to Vogue and then promptly forgot about it. It's not good. Is the Codicus by Caitlin Hunter. And I actually have the pattern with me. So that's Codicus by Caitlin Hunter. So it's a colorwork DK weight shawl. And it's exactly where I left off. So I finished the first colorwork section. Let's see if I can show this to you. So the first colorwork section is done, and now I'm back to plain stockinette knitting for a portion. And I really do like it. Maybe I'll work on this. This will be fun. I don't know. I have so many things I want to work on. But I do love the colors of this. So, colors. This green is Hedgehog Fibers and Ferrum. Is this Ferrum? Yes. This is Ferrum. And then also Hedgehog Fibers. This is Pine. Very pretty neutral. And then we have Chang Fibers, Okanami. And Suburban Stitcher in her chartreusey green color that I don't know the name of. I honestly have no idea what she called that. Oh, Diane, you're going to have to shout out what you named that, because I don't remember and I have no idea where the ball band is. Okay, so this is my progress. It's so soft. It's super soft and squishy. I really do want to knit on this. I'm going to knit on this. I don't think I can knit and podcast, though, at the same time. I may be able to knit and walk. I may be able to knit and do a lot of things, but I don't think knitting and podcasting are one that I can do. I don't know why, but that just sounds very daunting to me. Because what I would probably do is just start knitting and stop talking. And nobody wants to just watch me knit on camera. That sounds creepy. Okay. The last project I'm going to show you. Oh no, I have those. Okay, no, I got something else. Pause. Okay, so my other works in progress. What's in that? Oh no, that's not. We have here my beginning. I really have a lot of whips. Of my 3-color cashmere cowl. Woohoo! I have 2, 3, 4. I have 5 rows done on this. So this is the 3-color cashmere cowl by Johilo Catelli, or it's the ribbing of that. And the colors that I have for this yarn is single ply yarn, and it's Chelsea Luxe by my friend Christina, owner of Chelsea Pearls and the podcast Chelsea Pearls. This is her yarn, that she dyes, and I don't know the name of this lovely dark gray, and the ball bands are who knows where. I know this is the color that she used in her Nordiska, and so I know if you go on her website to buy it, she does say this is the yarn I used in my Nordiska, so that would be this color. It's kind of like her Sunday Times, but more brown, taupey kind of overtones. And this is Favorite Leather Boot. I do know that one, because it's kind of like you have to buy Favorite Leather Boot when you go there. Either that or Chelsea Party. And I'm a neutrals girl, so Favorite Leather Boot is it. So I also want to work on that. I just want to work on all of these things, and I don't have the time. If I say I need to knit faster, y'all are going to jump through the computer screen and try and strangle me, because you already think I'm the world's fastest knitter, which I'm not. But I do need to knit faster, or be able to knit in my sleep. That would be cool. Get a good night's sleep and still knit. Ooh, or work out and knit. Then it might get sweaty. Yeah. Okay. The next 2 projects I'm probably going to rip out. Not because of fault of the pattern. I highly recommend both patterns. I'm just not loving knitting again, because I have knit the pattern once before. And the other one, I think the yarn needs to be something different. The pattern is amazing, and I will do the pattern again in a different yarn. And this yarn would work for this pattern, but the yarn is speaking, and it's telling me to be something else. So, first off is my second Birds of a Feather. I have a decent amount done on it, but I'm really thinking of ripping it out. And before you're like, why would you rip out mohair? I have enough to make the Elton cardigan out of this. And I really think that it would be just stunning out of this. This is Suburban Stitcher Moody Blues. And yes, I have cut ends, and that doesn't bother me, because I weave in or spit splice type. I know it's superwash, but still. Having cut ends does not bother me. Having chunks of yarn does not bother me. It might bother some people, but that wouldn't bother me. I'm really thinking I want to rip this out and do the Elton cardigan. I really do. So, what I will probably do is stick this in the freezer and then rip it out. And if you just had to pause and rewind to see, did she really just say stick this knitting in the freezer? Yes, because a tip that I found on another podcast, don't remember which though, but I typically watch Amy from Stranded Knitting, Dunder Knits, Espace Tricot, Suburban Stitcher, and Chelsea Pearls. And Sandy by the Lakeside. That's my main rotation that I subscribe to. So it's on one of those, most likely. Put any project that you need to rip out, either stranded or mohair knit alone, put it in the freezer, let it get really good and cold, so, 4 to 6 hours minimum, overnight's great, and then take it out of the freezer and rip it. And it will rip out beautifully, just like regular yarn, and it won't give you that tangled, knotty mess. I have usually not had trouble ripping out mohair before. Now, when stranded together, yes, that's a little bit fiddly bits, but single ply, I haven't had that much problem, but with this much to rip out, I will go ahead and stick this in the freezer. I just actually cleaned out my freezer, so I have a whole shelf that there's nothing on, so I'm not even going to stick this in a bag. I'm just going to stick it on that clean shelf and do that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip it out, rewind it, and then one day soon, it will become an Elton cardigan. That will be really pretty. Might have to cast that on sooner rather than later. Maybe a anniversary cast on. Or just because cast on. Not that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, with that 5, and then this other 6 things cast on. Plus there's, you know, the bag of things we don't talk about that are cast on as well. So, and then there's I'm staring at it right here, my bag from Vogue, full of all my Vogue yarn that I want to cast on. Again, not enough knitting time. Okay, and then the last one that I'm going to show you that needs to get ripped out is this. This is, what's the name of the pattern? The pattern is Refractions. And if you just heard the big crash, boom, bang, sorry, I apologize. That Josh is in the kitchen dyeing yarn, and that was something clattering. I didn't hear a yell, so you should be okay. So this is the it's Refraction Cowl by, I'm probably butchering this, Cetus Knits. It's CETEUS Knits, I believe, and she is from New Zealand. And I picked this pattern because it's a New Zealand designer, and she is a New Zealand designer, and this is my New Zealand yarn. This is the Aroha by Happy Go Knitting, and it is gorgeous. I mean, it is a gorgeous pattern. I don't know, maybe I just need to back out, because it's like when I knit this last row, it didn't look right. Maybe I just screwed up where I was. That could be. That very well could be. I don't know. And maybe I'll just steam it a little bit and see. Because, again, did I do gauge? No, I didn't. I tell everyone else to do gauge. But it just seems like it might be a little bit holy. But this is also non-superwash yarn, so it will bloom. I don't know. I may continue on. I don't have that much left. I'm probably like a third of the way through, because it should be about that big. It is pretty. Gosh, it's pretty. Okay, maybe I won't rip this out for now. I will back out of that row and then try and refigure out where I am. Because the only reason I had my doubts, see, I took this to Knit Club and then got all chatty, and then I think I started the wrong row. So I will simply back this out to where I'm pretty sure I know where I am. Because see, some of my, anyway, I'm just blabbling by this point. Okay. So anyway, this is Aroha, and color, what is the color? It smells so good. Non-superwash. It's a nice woolly wool. Don't remember the color, but it's the yellowy color. So it's available on the website, of course. And like I said, the pattern is Refractions Cowl. You can see it on Ravelry as well. Okay. Excuse me. I think that's enough talking about whips for today. So thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully if you're watching this, then my computer cooperated with me and I was able to upload it. Thank you again for tuning in and watching this podcast. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you're a new viewer, welcome, and I hope you stick around for future episodes. Go back and watch a few. Maybe don't watch the first 4 or 5. They might be a little rough. But thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you can reach me at The Modern Skein on Instagram or themodernskein@gmail.com. And you can follow me personally at Mrs._Sharon_Graff, Graff. I do hope you'll take time to stop by the shop if you're local, and if not, we'll hopefully see you on Instagram or on a order maybe that comes through on the website, and we'll say hi to you that way. And again, hopefully can see you in the shop one day soon, and hopefully for the anniversary. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.